Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
We've got records galore in Motown, but not those kind of records, and some competitive cheer championships with razor-thin margins. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The individual wrestling finals were held at Ford Field in Detroit over the weekend, and the wrestling record book continues to add to its illustrious list of four-time winners. Dundee's Braden Davis, Detroit Catholic Central's Dylan Gilcher, and Davis and teammates Josh Barr and Caden Horwath each won for the fourth straight year. The list of four-time champs now stands at 35. Barr and Horwath, the Davis and teammates, became the first set of teammates to accomplish the feat in the same year. And Dundee's Davis was also a part of 4 wrestling team titles. He's just the 5th wrestler in MHSAA history to win 4 team and 4 individual titles. 3 of the 5 who've accomplished this have wrestled at Dundee. In the girls division, Clio's Chloe Williams pinned her way to a title. She finished the season 32-0, winning all 4 of her matches at Ford Field by pin, to go along with pins in every other match she wrestled in this season. Of her wins at Ford Field over the weekend, none took more than a minute. 70 wrestlers captured individual championships in their respective weight class and division. To read about all of the action from individual wrestling finals, please check out MHSAA.com. Game balls this week go to Heartland gymnast Delaney Gomolka. She was second on bars and balance beam and helping lead Heartland to its 2nd regional gymnastics championship in the last 4 years. And to Saline senior Eli Gray, he was the top diver at the Division I Swimming and Diving Regionals at Novi, posting a score of 375.15.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
There may be nothing more exciting than overtime hockey in the MHSAA playoffs. So what happens in the MHSAA ice hockey tournament when a winner cannot be determined after 3 periods? If a game is tied at the end of regulation, sudden victory overtime is played for a maximum of 4 8-minute overtime periods. If someone scores a goal in one of those periods, they win. Game over. But if it's still tied after 4 overtime periods, then a 5th overtime period and any additional overtime periods are played 4-on-4 until a winner is determined. Let's say a team starts the 5th OT with 2 players in the penalty box. Then that period will start 5-on-3 until the penalties expire. Then at the first stoppage, teams revert to 4-on-4.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. Continuing with our theme of 4-time champions, the Hudson competitive cheer squad made it 4 straight Division IV titles as they easily outpaced the competition at McGurk Arena in Mount Pleasant. Michigan Center was 2nd in D4. In Division I, Rochester edged Rochester Adams by less than a single point to capture its first competitive cheer title since 2017. The final scores after 3 rounds stood at 790.62 for Rochester, 789.72 for Adams. In D2, Gibraltar Carlson won its 12th competitive cheer championship and first since 2019. Allen Park was second. Either Carlson or Allen Park has won the title every year since 2007. And in Division III, Croswell Lexington won its first ever competitive cheer title. The Pioneers had never finished better than fourth until this championship run. Notre Dame Prep was second, Richmond third. It's the first time since 2011 that someone other than those two won the crown in D3. For more on all 4 competitive cheer finals, check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
To head over the timeline to Gable. Gable straight to the basket. Elevates. Slams it down over top of Arbaugh. Oh my goodness, the tomahawk jam.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star in all the years.
Driver pounds the rock, looking for a passing lane. Got some motion going, got a right corner for Hagel. Pounded defensively by Dudley. Step back 3 for the lead. Buries it pure. Kobe Hagelin, 40-39 West Ottawa. A step back triple. Absolutely cold-blooded from Hagelin. Giving on to Titus. Titus angles, pull-up shot for the lead. Good. Brady Titus, a scream to the heavens after he knocks it down. And the Hudsonville Eagles are state champions for the first time in school history. They bob at center court. Head coach Casey Glass, in his 12th season, has taken the Eagles to the mountaintop. They are state champions. And it's the ultimate revenge for Tri-Unity. Another state championship for Coach Keeler's squad. The defenders of Tri-Unity Christian, state champions in Division 4. 56-45 the final. This is March on MGN, and this is the Division I District 11 championship game from Zeeland East, and welcome to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. My name is Nate Dreyer. What a night we had Wednesday. A double overtime win, Zeeland West over Granville, and then Hudsonville able to outlast their backyard rival Jenison down the stretch and set up this clash for all the marbles within this Division I district. This is the first of the championship moments for these two teams, two young teams, two teams that have been building with terrific young talent. We'll get into all of that later into this season. They've been building to this moment. They both have now either gotten over the hump or been able to take advantage of their first chance to get here, and they are ready to go tonight. And it is going to be an incredible night of basketball for certain. Like I mentioned, for Hudsonville, getting over the hump. They last were in the championship game and won it back in 2019. Had the season cut short in 2020, back-to-back losses on Wednesday night for them, and now back in the championship game, and Coach Elliott's squad looking for another district championship. For Zeeland West, been a little bit longer wait, but this has been a team that's been waiting for this year, and even next year to some extent too, but this has been a great opportunity. They've got a pair of third-year juniors, and Merritt Aldrink and Luke Baker that have been leading the way for them all year long, and throughout the last 3 years, they continue to build now an upperclassmen, and both these teams have survived the gauntlet of the conference so far, and the district so far, and now they are ready to go for a district championship. We got a lot to get to here on the Bates Agency pregame show, so do not go anywhere. We will be right back here on game night.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly,
"You've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring."
and it was covered thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
It's a 3-week journey, unmatched in almost all sports. It takes 8 games of perfection, from Monday night at your home gym in districts to the grand stage of Michigan's largest college basketball arena. Neighborhood district foes for a week, then the best of the region, the best of your quarter of the state, and eventually, all eyes on the best of the best from each side of the state, with it all on the line in late March. Every game is a winner-takes-all and a pure display on the hardwood, with styles of play as varied as the corners of the state the teams travel from. To win, you'll need to conjure up some of your own March magic. No one makes it through this run unscathed. There's stories of perfection, stories of redemption, and stories of some of the great names and teams to lace them up in the mitten. We've seen them all here. The greatest teams and players on the west side conquering all. Title-winning moments only March supplies. And the end of dynasties and miracle runs that counter the unmatched elation with an equal emotional crushing. In the MHSAA basketball tournament, moments make the journey. Don't blink, because you might miss one. It's an arduous 3-week battle, but it goes by pretty quick. This is March on MGN. All right, welcome back, everyone, to the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. And he has returned. He's still on the beach. We've been bugging him about it all week long, but Chandler Timmer joins me here on the Bates Agency pregame show. CT, you seem to be doing better than the rest of us.
Yeah, I know it's pretty nice down here. I kind of like covering basketball this way. I think
I'm sure you
continue
do.
to look into this moving forward.
I can't blame you one bit. All right. So you obviously were tuned in Wednesday night. Granville sees their season end against Zeeland West. Yeah, I guess let's just first off, before we get into tonight's district championship game, a little bit of a recap on this Granville, season. I think a lot of seniors, a lot of guys that kind of came up in Coach Young's second year, an impressive team and a heck of a fight. A lot of breaks didn't go their way in that district semifinal game, you can put it that way. But man, what an impressive group. Just kind of some of your reflections on this year's team.
Yeah, no, I mean, a very impressive team from the start. One that I think we had maybe some higher expectations than a lot of people in the area did for this team, and they exceeded them. They were competitive in a very difficult OK Red right up till the end. Won some very difficult matchups, won a lot of games, and played a lot of close ones in there as well. And I think we saw the development along the way as well as a team, individually too, amongst a lot of the guys that were seeing some playing time out there. And yeah, just kind of a difficult way to go out, a tough one, a very good Zeeland West team that earned a win out there as well. But a lot of things that the Granville team, they were so close on. Of course, you go to double overtime, and you're right there. Have a couple chances. Zeeland West has a couple chances going back and forth. But ultimately, a group that accomplished a lot for that Bulldogs program.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a kind of program, or it's a program building type of group. When you look at the senior class, I mean, Tyson, man, the 30-point performance against Wednesday, absolutely incredible for the Bulldogs in that one. Let's transition. Let's talk about the game that's at hand right here, what everyone's here for. Hudsonville, Zeeland West. So obviously you've seen Hudsonville a few times this season, CT. You know what Shamray brings to the table. They had a performance where they pulled out the early lead against Jenison. Jenison kind of scrapped their way back. They then shot their way to victory. This remains a Hudsonville team. It's a little bit different than some of the Elliott teams in the past. They're a little bit faster, maybe even a little bit more skilled, less reliant on size. It's just a really fascinating team, and it's their first year kind of building into a group that's going to have 2 or 3 chances here.
Yeah, I think Coach Elliott's squad always going to play physical. They might not have, that big center like an Aaron Alderink or Cam Regniers for that matter, but they're always going to play physical. They've got 1 through 5. They play very physical defense and work on offense to get what they're looking for there as well. Yeah, we've got a guy like Shamray who can really create his own shot, kind of the Tyson man of that offense, that he can go and get it when he wants to and can really score. We saw that in their last game, the way he was able to rack up some points there. But when you've got multiple guys like that, it always makes them a difficult matchup.
Yeah, for sure. Zeeland West, they take down Granville. You mentioned Merritt Aldrich, a guy that, yeah, he's big, 6'7", D1 player. We know him as the post player, but slashing from the wing, scored 33 points. Baker, a third-year wing. A lot of really tough, good defensive guards. They mix things up defensively against Granville. Like, they present, I think, the perfect matchup in terms of the team that maybe will be a little bit slower than Hudsonville, show you a couple different things, but these teams match up where one team has a strength, the other has a weakness, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting to see them play it out. When you've got Amir Aldrich starting and kind of being the focal point, as pretty much every team that goes against him will tell you he's going to be the focal point. But it doesn't stop there. When you've got a guy like him that can make a difficult matchup, when you've got either a guard or a wing trying to guard him on the inside, or a forward, more of a center trying to guard him on the outside, it presents a difficult matchup. And then they surround him with enough guys that it makes it very difficult when you've got guys like Baker and Waller out there that can shoot the basketball. They've got multiple guys that can shoot and swing the basketball around, and it's not just Aldrich at all times, even though he is definitely capable of going for 33 points at any time.
Yeah, for sure. What surprised me was their defense, the way they kind of went 1-3-1, and they mixed the game up. I suppose that's one of the keys to the game, was a key to the game in the Granville contest. The style of game we know, I think you're looking at a very, very physical, high-intensity district championship. Speak to that.
Yeah, no, I think you get two teams like this that are built around that physical style of basketball, and of course bring the energy. The coaches, the benches bring the energy each and every night, and of course then you've got the district championship on the line, so it's all going to be amped up even more than that. So really looking forward to seeing those two, and I'm definitely going to be tuning in to see how things play out, and the energy around that one and what's going to play out.
All right, CT, you're obviously a very busy man. We can all see that very clearly. Thanks for a little bit of your time, and I think I'll see you Tuesday. We'll see if you're coming back or not. All right, yeah, thanks for your time.
Plan is to be back, so
okay.
We'll see.
Plans to be back. We'll see CT for the regional games coming on up. Chandler joins us. He'll leave us. We'll let him get back to the sun. Be right back here in the Bates Agency pregame show.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back, everyone, courtside here at Zeeland East on the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. We're in Division 1, District 11, with a championship game. We've been following this division this district, I should say, all week long. Started Monday night, Granville taking down Holland, a pair of incredible games Wednesday night that have led us here. 16-7 Hudsonville, 17-6 Zeeland West. Zeeland West under Coach Klein out of the OK Green. Of course, the Eagles under Coach Elliott in his 13th season coming out of the OK Red. Got through some of the initial talking points in that open segment, and of course our special guest live from the beach. I think he's actually in the air, soon to be in the air now as well, and we'll be back for Tuesday night. Chandler finally rejoins us here during District Week on MGM. But, some of the things that we kind of started going over, some of the matchups to watch, some of the players to watch, and what's going to be a very hotly contested and very physical basketball game for certain here tonight. And one of the first talking points in this one are the idea of these teams that have been building for the last couple years and a group of third-year juniors that are clashing for the district. For Hudsonville, of course, we all know about the terrific play of their junior guard, Braden Shamray, and his third season up. We actually saw him as a freshman on this court a few years ago in district play, losing an overtime game to West Ottawa. And Zeeland lost a pair of third-year juniors, Luke Baker and Merritt Aldrink, that lead their attack, and some youth outside of that for each of these teams as well. Of course, you know about Jovan Daniels, the terrific 5'6" freshman that Hudsonville will bring to the table. Joey Miller, their 6'3" wing, and Griffin Baker, also both sophomores. Zeeland West, a guy like Kai Anderson, a sophomore. Some other sophomores deeper into their bench and deeper into the rotation as well that Coach Klein has to play with. So these are two teams that are still young but have been building for a couple years with a lot of really, really top-level talent that we talk about so often. Shamray really starred for Hudsonville on Monday, had 21 points, 17 of which came in the first half, led the offense, really took off early against Jenison, helped put a little bit of that buffer in that Hudsonville used to ultimately win the game down the stretch. And for Zeeland West, well, you know the story about Merritt Aldrink, the big 6'7" junior. He's got several D1 offers on the table. He's got visits to Power 6 level schools, and he put up 33 points with double digits in double overtime as he really started to take it right at what was kind of a foul-burdened Granville defensive attack. They couldn't be as physical as we know these Granville defenses typically be, and Merritt took it right at the heart of the Granville attack time and time again on the offensive end of the floor and wound up coming away with 33 in that game as he dueled Granville's Tyson Mann, who put up 30 of his own in maybe the game of the year, a double overtime thriller to advance the Ducks onto this district championship game. And that's a good talking point, a good segue right into the idea of Wednesday heroics that lead to Friday battles here tonight. Zeeland West able to survive Granville with some good adjustments. Coach Klein going to that 1-3-1 trap that kind of took Granville off their zone, or off their game, I should say. Did a very good job in that contest of staying physical. They didn't get as much foul trouble as Granville did as well in a really tough game. They made the big shots, of course. Aldrink really taking it at Granville, making some big plays in that regard. And for Hudsonville, a big first half. They had Jenison doubled up 40-20 at the break, but Jenison outscores Hudsonville as they brought the full court trap out by 14 in the third quarter, and it was one of those underclassmen. Griffin Baker hit 3 straight threes to help get that gap back up. Hudsonville able to hang on to the lead out of that and advance on to Friday night for the first time since 2019 when they did win the district championship at Jenison over Granville. Of course, they technically had advanced to the district championship in 2020 as well. They were going to be taking on Zeeland East before the season ultimately got canceled in what would have been a really, really interesting, a Hudsonville team that had true prospects in making a state title in the Breslin Center type run that year, and looking now with a younger team and a team that's a little bit different than some teams we've seen Coach Eric Elliott for Hudsonville have in his past 13 seasons. This is a little bit more of a run and gun team, a little bit more of a guard and wing oriented team than some of the past bigger, more grinding Hudsonville teams that have multiple bigs. They're willing to take your time. This is a team that has a lot of skill. They're willing to run at you. They will even show some full court defensive looks from time to time. Zeeland West, a little bit more grinding, still a lot of athleticism around Baker and Aldrink, but Aldrink does his best work when he's either posted up, but in particular, you've seen the junior work on his slashing and scoring game from the wing. That's where he has certainly impressed me and certainly impressed everyone on Wednesday night and what he was able to do against Granville in that contest. This is the Scott Bates Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. We thank Scott Bates. We thank Centennial Securities, our presenting sponsors here with Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. A second wave of scoring for both of these teams, a talking point as well. Miles Steffen had 16 points to help push Zeeland West over Granville. Dykstra and Baker each with 12 for Hudsonville. We talked about that 9-in-a-row run with a trio of triples for Griffin Baker that led the way. Everyone going to be talking about the top 1 or 2 scores that these teams have. Look to the tertiary scorer, the fourth guy in line maybe as well. That's where this game could ultimately be won and lost, with a lot of interesting matchups where one team may have a weakness. Look at the wing and the strength of Merritt Aldrink versus, kind of a more of a rotation sort of situation that Hudsonville has. Could be interesting there. How does the post match up? Terrific guard play for Hudsonville. Look at Shamray, look at the freshman Daniels coming off the bench. How does a guy like Trevor Waller, terrific defender, match up off the bench? Talked about Miles Steffen, the junior, who's on a really hot run. He had 12 points. Steffen did to open up the playoff run on Monday in districts, and then he also followed that up with his big 16-point performance last time out against Granville. 3 minutes until tip-off, and let's get to our keys to the game, and let's get to some X factors. First off, a key in terms of a matchup to watch. It's more of a general matchup, and it is how does Hudsonville defend and attack Merritt Aldering. You saw Granville do a couple different things against Aldering. First off, until he got in foul trouble, it was Granville's wing defender Logan Stockwell that was drawing the one-on-one matchup with Aldering. Stockwell, for most of the season for Granville, has been the guy that has drawn the top wing or perimeter defensive assignment, in particular wing and 3 and 4 assignments for the Bulldogs. Later, it was a little bit more of Ragnaris matched up as there was some foul trouble that started to loom, and eventually Stockwell fouling out of the basketball game. So look at Vanderveen and Dykstra, the big guys, the ones you normally think of the potential defenders against a guy like Merritt Aldering. But then you have to also think second level on that. Jonah Dennis, their junior wing, the other wing options they have, a guy like Braylon McFall, Baker more of a 2-guard. What do they maybe have to say in slowing down Aldering if it isn't a traditional big-on-big type matchup with Aldering slashing in from the wing and creating so much havoc in that way, as he always seems to do for this Hudsonville attack? X Factors, we've mentioned both their names, Miles Steffen for Zeeland West and for Hudsonville, Griffin Baker. They were kind of that next-level scoring guy. You look at what Baker did so impressively to push Hudsonville along. Steffen, both ends of the floor, really good. It turned into kind of the second option with Baker slowed at points. Baker also had his own points he took off along with Aldering. So those two guys to watch in your keys to the game as we wrap up the Bates Agency pregame show here tonight. For Hudsonville, they're looking to keep the game a little bit faster, use some of their athleticism and their guard matchup advantages that they certainly are going to be able to bring to the table. Zeeland West creating a game of efficiency, and look out for the 1-3-1 zone. They used a half-court trapping 1-3-1 against Granville. It took the Bulldogs off their game quite often, and I certainly would look back to that to being a potential X factor in this one. All right, we're going to step aside for the anthem. When we come back, we'll get you your starting lineups. We'll get you some basketball. A district championship on MGN. This is March on MGN. This is the Division I District 11 Boys Basketball Championship. Do not go anywhere.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
To everyone who loves great food, let us make you a meal the Wisconsin way.
We cook each Butterburger to order for you and the people you love, so it's the best part of your day.
The best.
The best.
And every creamy scoop of fresh frozen custard, pure happiness.
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Because where Culver's comes from.
And the heart of America's Dairyland.
Our love.
Our love for fresh food is as strong as our love for all of you.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
go, ready to roll at an absolutely packed house here at Zeeland East. Talking with the athletic director here at Zeeland East, Josh Glarum, before the game. He was telling me they had already pre-sold a little over 900 tickets. They're expecting several hundred more to find their way in. That certainly is the case. There's not an empty seat in this entire building here at Zeeland East High School. Both teams have the same starting lineups as Wednesday night that they had in this game. Zeeland West, the traveling team in uniform and on scoreboard tonight, despite being across the hall from their home here in Zeeland. They are coached by David Klein and will be in their traveling black uniforms, numbers in green, trimmed in gold. Zeeland West across the chest in white. The Ducks will be starting the senior guard, Declan Clamped, alongside the junior forward, Luke Baker. The junior guard, Miles Steffen, gets the start alongside the junior 6'2" wing, Trenton Bullhouse, and of course their big 6'7" junior, Merritt Alderink. The D1 prospect has several offers already on the table, coming off 33 points last time out. Gets the start for the Ducks. For head coach Eric Elliott in his 13th season in Hudsonville in the home white uniforms, numbers in blue, trimmed in gold, blue trimming, gold trimming down the sides and front of the uniform. They will be starting their 6' junior guard, Braden Shamry. The 5'10" senior guard, Gibson Heathheights, gets the start. On the wing, they'll have the 6'2" junior, Jonah Dennis. And up front, it's the 6'3" senior, Mason Dykstra. And the 6'4" senior, Eli Vanderveen, will be in the middle of it all. Hudsonville will go left to right across your radio dial. Zeeland West goes right to left. Vanderveen and Alderink on the jump. A district championship to be crowned here tonight on March on MGN and game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Ball's up and away we go. Alderink pushes it back to Trenton Bullhouse, and Zeeland West starts the attack as Hudsonville comes out physical half-court man-to-man defensively. Clamped in the wing, feeds left elbow to Alderink. Turning the shoulder, defended here by Vanderveen, by Dykstra. Drives left baseline, swung around up top for Bullhouse. Fakes right, throws with two hands right side on to Steffen, right corner to Baker. Standing tall, curls free throw line, feeds left wing. Catch and shoot three for the lefty. Bullhouse is off to the right side of the rim. Rebound goes to the free throw line. Heathlice grabs it, and Hudsonville will start up their first offensive attack of the game. No score. 7:20 to go in the first. Shamroy up top, defended by Alderink here, and it's poked out in front of the free throw line by Alderink. Hudsonville keeps it. Swung left wing for Shamroy. Force feeds left block on the Vanderveen. Vanderveen overhand pass, able to hit a cutting Jonah Dennis. Dennis's feed is blocked, but he is fouled, and that foul will be on Miles Steffen, his first and our first of the game. 7:09 in the first. Jonah Dennis, 6'2", junior wing, goes to the stripe here for Coach Eric Elliott. First one got the friendly rattle, and it's Hudsonville on the board first, 1-0. Still filling up with some even more late arrivers and a loud Zeeland East tonight. Free throw up, rattles home. Jonah Dennis able to hit them both, and Hudsonville takes a 2-0 lead. Dennis pressures the inbound feed that was on its way to Steffen. On the floor, Dennis pokes it away, ties up with Bullhouse. A held ball is called, and on the alternating possession, Hudsonville will take it. The Eagles go full court pressure, and off his made free throws, Jonah Dennis able to force a little bit of havoc. Jumping grab, free throw line, Vanderveen. Drives on Alderink, who pokes it out, steals it clean, and will take it up here, top of the key. Alderink, backing left elbow, cut off by Vanderveen. Kicks up top for a curling Steffen to the free throw line. Right wing for Bullhouse. Left side back, Merritt Alderink. Alderink down the left side of the lane, loses the handle down low. A blocking foul will be the call. Dykstra was trying to draw the offensive foul. 6:45 in the first. One foul now on either team right here. It'll be a baseline left inbound. Miles Steffen to throw this one in. The junior coming off 16 points against Granville. Steffen, left corner for Clamp, nearly out of his reach, able to settle it down in front of the Hudsonville bench. Swung back right corner for Steffen. Lob pass, right block for Baker. Turns his back on Vanderveen, working left-hand dribble, jumps in the lane, right-hand shot blocked through a pair of defenders, and a foul is called. That will send Luke Baker to the line for the first time. Foul will be on Eli Vanderveen, his first, and the second on Hudsonville. A lot of early whistles right here. 6.5 to go in the first. Baker at the line, 6'5", junior, a third-year wing. Right-hand free throw, rolls out, no good, has one more coming. Baker wears 3 in the traveling black uniform for Zeeland West tonight. Dribbles twice to Steady, bends the knees, flicks the free throw and scores it. Zeeland West on the board for the first time. Luke Baker makes it a 2-1 game. Trenton Bullhouse with some token full court pressure on Braden Shamray, left to right over the timeline. 90 seconds gone, first quarter of the district title game. Dykstra, crossover dribble down the left side, hands off left corner for Shamray. Head fake, drives, wide open, handoff feed for Vanderveen, and Vanderveen lays it off the window. Good, 4-1 Hudsonville. Great job to find the open man, and Vanderveen cuts free. 6:11 and less in the first, 4-1. Shamray pressuring Bullhouse over the timeline, sticking with him. Bullhouse, left wing, eventually a foul is called. They were banging into each other the whole way up the floor. That'll be foul 3 on Hudsonville. Bullhouse to throw in. Zeeland West had Granville in some foul trouble, or a lot of foul trouble on Wednesday. 3 early fouls here for the Eagles. That was the first on Shamray. Throwing into the backcourt for Miles Steffen, the junior guard, to run the offense here for the Ducks. 2 minutes gone, first quarter, 4-1 Hudsonville. Left wing for Aldrink. Aldrink crosses free throw line, spins on Vanderveen, left-hand leaner, strong, rebound tip to the free throw line, secured by Bullhouse, kicks left corner, catch and shoot 3, Aldrink, good, tied at 4. Second chance points into the open jumper from Aaron Aldrink, and the big guy knocks it down from the corner, 4-4 with 5.5 in the first. Force feed, cutting to the basket, Vanderveen open again and scores again off the window. A whip pass from the wing finds him. 6-4 Hudsonville back on top to quiet the partisan Zeeland West crowd. It is just across the street from them, but both fans have brought a very big contingent. Backing into the lane, Aldrink, pull-up shot, turning around. Dennis from 15 feet, misses everything. Rebound poked out of bounds, last touch by Zeeland West. It'll be Hudsonville basketball. 5:15 in the first, 6-4 Eagles. Bullhouse again to show a little bit of full court pressure on Shamray right here in a token sense. Both teams running man-to-man defensively here. Left wing, Jonah Dennis. Up top, Heath Ice stares at the basket, stutter step, cut off left elbow, feeds right wing, catch and shoot 3, Shamray rattles out, could not get the friendly touch off the front rim, off the back rim and out. Zeeland West the rebound, Steffen to push, left corner clamp, up fake, drives, no look pass, short left corner for Baker, hits a cutting Bullhouse, left hand layup is good, we're tied at 6. A lot of good cuts to the basket right now, rolling free for either team, 4:41 in the first, 6-6 game. Dennis. Up top for Shamray, curling into the paint, tripped up on the floor. That'll be the second foul on Zeeland West. 4:34 in the first, 6-all. That foul is going to be assessed to Declan Clamp, his first. He will check out. Trevor Waller will check in. Baseline left inbound here for the Eagles. Home white jerseys for Hudsonville, traveling blacks for Zeeland West. Heath Ice to throw in, able to get it in between the rings to Dennis, who kicks on the Zeeland East Chicks logo at center court to Shamray. Shamray watched by Steffen left wing. Up top for Dykstra, blowing into the lane. Handoff, Vanderveen to the basket. Two-hand shot, spins down, good. 6 for Vanderveen, 8-6 Hudsonville. 4:18 in the first. A big start for the senior. Bullhouse curls to the free throw line. Hands off right wing onto a driving Steffen. Dump pass Baker. Power dribble against a pair of defenders. Reverse layup, good. A tough one for the turning junior Baker. He has 3. It's an 8-8 game again. Back and forth we go. Shamray throws right corner. Heath Ice triple try. Off the back rim strong, no good on a low driving shot. Now Baker to run with a pass over the timeline. Baker backs into Vanderveen right block. Skips on to a cutting Waller. Right hand free throw strong. Rebound Dennis. Now Heath Ice and the Eagles to run. 8-8 with 3:40 in the first. Handoff for Dennis. Drives right baseline. Skip pass looking for Dykstra. Battles around before it finds Baker, and Merritt Aldrink will settle it down right to left over the timeline for the Ducks. Coach Klein barking out his signals offensively. Coach Elliott doing the same defensively. Up top for Steffen. Steffen driving on Heath Ice down the left side. Straight stripping it away from him is the reaching left arm of Eli Vanderveen, with one heck of a steal right there to grab that one away from the charging offensive Ducks. player, and it'll go back the other way here with Heath Ice. 3 minutes to go in the first, 8-8 game. Shamray, left wing, watched by Alderink. Launches a three with some late defense from Alderink. Rattles out, no. Rebound, Steffen, pushed over the timeline to Bullhouse. Bullhouse back to Steffen, top of the key. Arm spread wide, watching him defensively, Dennis. Right corner for Waller. Waller, the only bench player in the game so far. Left wing for Alderink. Alderink backs top of the key. Dump pass, left corner for Waller. He'll drop it, left block, Baker. Baker hits a cutting Bullhouse. Left-hand push shot, blocked at the basket by Vanderveen, but a foul was called. Hudsonville faithful do not love the call, thought it was clean, but it will send Bullhouse to the line for 2. That's the second foul on Eli Vanderveen, the 4th on the Eagles. Trenton Bullhouse, 2 already in this game. He had 11 against West Ottawa on Monday night. We'll go to the line. Coach Elliott making his intentions known with one of the officials. Left-hand free throw. Bullhouse falls short, has another one coming. Orion Yant will check in for Zeeland West. Braylon McFall will check in for Hudsonville. Waller, Vanderveen take a seat for their respective teams. Bullhouse back to the line, the lefty. Offsets the left foot in front of the right. Left-hand free throw up, left-hand free throw rattles home good. And Zeeland West has taken their first advantage, 9-8. Kai Anderson, the sophomore, will now check in for the shooter. Jovan Daniels is late to come in, will be coming in at the next stoppage for Hudsonville. Here's Heath Ice, 2:35 in the first, 9-8. These now Zeeland West lead for the first time. McFall, left wing for Dennis. Dennis up top, Heath Ice, toes the line, launches a three, misses it all wide to the left, scrum for the rebound, on to Dykstra. Dykstra elevates around a defender, lays it off the window with 2 hands. Hudsonville goes back on top with 2:17 in the first, and Hudsonville brings some full court pressure. They'll pull it off as Alderink takes it right to left over the timeline. Drops it for the jump stopping Anderson. Anderson feeds Yant, reverse layup, good. Orion Yant off the bench and on the board, 11-10. Zeeland West, 2 minutes to go in the first. We are going to have a great one here tonight for certain. Left wing for Heath Ice. Up top, Shamray. Shamray, top of the key, defended by Waller. Crosses, behind the back dribble, free throw line. Dump pass, McFall, up fake. Right-hand shot blocked by Yant. Rebound to Zeeland West. Waller to run. Up the left side of the floor, the senior quarterback in the fall as well for this team will back it out left wing. Stutters down the right side of the lane. Waller, dump pass. Yant all alone scores off the window. A couple wide open looks off. Really nice feeds to Yant, and a 3-point lead for Zeeland West is their largest. 1:23 in the first. Gibson Heath Ice stops right elbow. Up top for Shamray. Defended here by Waller. Left wing for McFall. Handoff Shamray. Kai Anderson, the switch onto him. Shamray launches a deep three, misses it all wide. Braylon McFall elevates for the rebound, spikes it inbounds off of a Zeeland West player. It will stay with the Eagles. Griffin Baker also coming in alongside Jovan Daniels here for Hudsonville. Declan Clamp checks back in for the Ducks. Right corner inbound for Griffin Baker, fresh on the floor. The sophomore gets ready to go to work. He had 12 points last time out. Swung left wing for Daniels. Here's the freshman for the first time. Daniels, right wing Baker. Baker curls in the lane, lost the handle, stolen by Alderink. Alderink throws it over the timeline, drives to the basket, reaching layup, no good. The Hudsonville faithful wanted a travel called on the way he passed it to himself over the timeline. He misses the shot though, and then on the fight for the rebound, a foul is called for Trenton Bullhouse, and it'll go Hudsonville's way. The first on Bullhouse, the third on the team. Ruling was that he was bobbling the basketball, did not have full possession of it yet over the timeline. Here's Jovan Daniels to the top of the key. Swings left wing McFall, now into the corner for Baker. Up top for Shamray, defended here by a hedging Merritt Alderink. Right wing for Daniels. Daniels putting the handles on, right wing on Clamp. Fakes right, drives back left, hands off top of the key, Shamray. Shamray. Dykstra swung left wing Daniels. Daniels feeds left block McFall, reaching pass, right corner to Shamray, stares at the basket, steps around a defender, launches a three, misses it off the connector, second chance rebound down to McFall, put back good with 2 hands and a foul. Braylon McFall, the board and the putback. He can knot the game at the line. 13-12 with 18.8 in the first. Second foul called on Bullhouse. Now 4 on either team. Joey Miller, the sophomore wing, will check in for the first time for the Eagles as Dykstra will get a rest.
In for Hudsonville, number 14, Joey Miller.
McFall, the lanky 6'3" junior at the line. Off the connector, no. Chase to the rebound, Baker's got it. Left wing McFall, into the corner for Shamray with 14 seconds. Shamray drives, loses the handle left baseline on the floor. Shamray takes it back, forces a shot through a pair of defenders, swatted away, but a foul is called. And that will send Shamray to the line. 5th foul on Zeeland West in the first quarter. That is the first on Kai Anderson, the sophomore guard. Shamray has not scored yet. He will go to the line here. Vanderveen, our leading scorer, he has 6. Shamray, 2 and white, first free throw. Rattles out, 360s and won't fall. Shooting in to the face of a ton of partisan Zeeland West fans. Not the student section, what normally is the Zeeland East student section in your face here, but a ton of Zeeland West fans he's shooting into. Second free throw off the connector, no, he missed them both. Zeeland West the rebound, full court pressure, poked away and taken by McFall. McFall drives to the basket, easy right hand layup missed, rebound out of bounds. It would have been Zeeland West ball, but the clock runs out. A little bit of chaos, a 1-point game after 1. This is going to be a heck of a ball game. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here from Zeeland East.
Cornerstone University.
The professors are very open to helping whenever they can.
Academic excellence, character-driven athletics, Christ-centered community involvement.
Cornerstone has been a great opportunity for me to grow as a leader, just being able to approach people and be warm and welcoming and hospitable.
Experience it for yourself. Attend a Golden Eagle Day at Cornerstone for a taste of campus life and the chance to meet faculty and staff. To arrange a visit for your high school junior or senior, go to cornerstone.edu. Cornerstone University. Build a life that matters.
A sense of purpose, a higher calling. At Dean Transportation, we call it our passion. It's simply who we are. 60 years of pioneering the best health and safety standards because safe student transportation is essential. We are hard-working folks, connecting children to learning, schools to our communities, and you to a better career. Want to make your community a better place? We'll put you in the driver's seat. Join the Dean family today and help to connect our kids to brighter futures.
All right, welcome back to Zeeland East High School in the District 11 championship game. A wild one so far. Zeeland West leading Hudsonville 13-12 after the first. I am Nate Dreyer with you here tonight on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. It will be Zeeland West basketball out of the break right here. Zeeland West leading the game in the traveling black uniforms. Home whites for Hudsonville this evening. Anderson will throw it into Steffen. They'll start it up. Baker, Yant clamped out there, so a bit of a break right now for Merritt Aldrink as Hudsonville goes to a switching matchup zone look. Thrown left corner. Clamped. Skips up top for Steffen. Free throw line Baker. Jump stop. Left corner Clamp. Back up top. Having some issues here against the matchup zone look. Steffen swings left corner to Clamped. Baker, short left corner, throws it all the way across the floor, touched out of bounds, last off of Jovan Daniels, but a little bit of issues for Coach Klein's team as they're shown that swinging zone look for the first time. A 1-2-2 matchup type look, left wing clamped up top here for Steffen. Steffen with the right hand dribble. To the left wing for Clamped again. He'll launch a deep three. Rattles it out. He'll look more down than out, but can't get the friendly rattle. Hudsonville the board down to Miller. Jovan Daniels, the freshman, are on the offense. 7:15 in the second. Right wing Shamray behind the back dribble. Trying to probe on Yant. Left wing McFall stares at the basket. Now feeds behind him to Shamray. Left corner Baker. Triple try. Splash. Griffin Baker. His three-point shooting was crucial on Wednesday. He knocks one down here. A 2-point lead for Hudsonville. 6:55 in the second. Yant attacking the middle of the zone free throw line. Throws right corner for Anderson. Up top for Steffen. Steffen, left wing Clamp. Thought about another deep three. He'll skip it up top with two hands to Steffen. Free throw line Yant. Right corner Anderson. Peers at the basket. Curls free throw line. Feeds a cutting Baker. Right hand shot blocked and a foul. They'll get either Baker or Miller here on the call. 5 fouls now on either team. The foul will be on Griffin Baker, his first. 6:36 in the second. 2 at the line for Luke Baker, the junior forward who's got 3 in this one. Baker wears 3 in black. Right shoe just offset in front of the left. Right hand in front of the face. Free throw is good. He has 4. That's tied for his team's leading scorer. And that will bring Merritt Aldrink back on the floor here for Orion Yant. So a short rest for Aldrink back out there. You can expect, unless he gets in foul trouble, to see him for the rest of this first half. One more at the line for Baker to tie the game. Bends the knees. Right hand free throw. Good. Baker hit them both. He has 5. It's 15 all with 6:36 in the second. Trevor Waller will check in here for Kai Anderson. Left to right, Hudsonville will take it here with Braden Shamray, their junior, who has not scored yet in this game, off 21 points against Jenison, including 17 in the first half on that one. A raucous Zeeland West student section facing up right now against Hudsonville. Force feed, right block, Miller stripped to the basketball down low. It's last touched by Zeeland West, will stay with the Eagles. 6:23 in the second, 15 all. Baseline right inbound. It'll be Griffin Baker to throw in, fresh off his triple last possession. Baker lobs all the way in front of the half-court line to Shamray. Defended here by Luke Baker. Left wing Daniels, up top Griffin. Baker drives left side, caught off the block, feeds short left corner, mid-range jumper, Jovan Daniels, nothing but nylon. Hudsonville goes back on top 17-15 with 6:05 in the second. They're back to the matchup zone. Up top here for Steffen. Steffen right side Waller. Waller to Steffen in between the rings. Left wing for Clamp. Clamp up top, Steffen. Steffen probing, stops, feeds with 2 hands to Clamp left wing. Stares at the basket, launches a 3. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound on to Aldrink. His putback won't go. Baker with a 3rd putback that misses, and McFall settles down the rebound. 17-15 Hudsonville, 5:40 in the second. Zeeland West staying man-to-man in the half-court defensively. Shamray left wing defended by Waller. Drives, floater, off the window, no. Leaping rebound, Baker off to run. Luke Baker right side of the floor. Poked from behind by Shamray, regathered. Baker drives, lost the handle, out of bounds. Last touch by Baker and the Ducks. It'll be Hudsonville basketball. Miller checks out, Dykstra checks in. 5:23 in the second, 17-15 Eagles. 5 fouls on either team. Here is Shamray, loosely watched defensively by Waller. Feeds up top for McFall, but a reaching and grabbing Aldrink called for a foul as he taps that one away. 6 foul on Zeeland West. That is the first on Aldrink. He'll have to be a little bit careful now with 5:14 in the second. Aldrink, the triple in the first quarter from the corner on the second chance points. His only scoring. A terrific job by Coach Elliott's defense so far in this one to lock him up and keep him out of the game, especially since they've gone to this matchup zone that's been very, very effective. Daniels swings right corner, McFall, up fake, driving with the left, cuts off and stops right elbow, feeds up top for Daniels, swings left wing Shamray, probing on the pivot foot. Shamray behind the back dribble, launches a pull-up 3, got it! Over top of Steffen, Braden Shamray on the board with a tough triple. 5-point lead for Hudsonville, 4:46 in the second. Back to the matchup zone. Steffen feeds free throw line Baker. Baker lobbing Aldrink. Double teamed in the post, left-hand shot, rolls out, but a foul will send Merritt Aldrink to the line for a couple. 4.5 in the second, 20-15. Foul is on Braylon McFall. His first 6 on either team, so free throws the rest of the way for both of these teams as they're both 1 away from the bonus. 24 in black. Merritt Aldrink, the lefty. Left-hand free throw, rattles out, cannot get the friendly touch. There's a black leg sleeve, compression sleeve down the right leg. Neon yellow and blue shoes to go along with his black uniform. Yant will check in here for Waller, a bit more size for Coach Klein and the Ducks. 20-15 lead for Hudsonville. 1 more at the line for Aldrink. Left-hand free throw, splash. It will hit that one. Merritt has 4. It's a 4-point game. 4:34 in the second. Shamray to run the offense. Zeeland West will go to their 1-3-1 zone for the first time. So both teams using a zone right now. Left wing Baker up top for Daniels. Swung right wing to Shamray. Shamray Daniels, left wing from 28 feet, throws right side back to Shamray. Shamray probing into the 1-3-1. He'll back it out. Left side on for Daniels. He'll launch a 25-foot 3. Off the connector, no. Leaping rebound down to McFall. He'll keep the possession. Right wing for Shamray. Up top for Daniels. Left wing swung to Baker. Now Shamray again. Shamray Feeds, right block, mid-range little jumper for Jovan Daniels is down and good. The smallest guy on the floor, the 5'6" freshman, snuck free and scores from about 8 feet on a little mid-range J. 3:51 to go, second quarter, 22-16. Back to the matchup zone. McFall makes a steal attempt. Came on to Aldrink, drives the basket, left-hand flip shot, no. Rebound Baker, put back, good. 7 points for Luke Baker, 3:35 in the second, 22-18 game, back down to one possession game. Again, Zeeland West out of the 1-3-1 zone. Shamray up top, Daniels. Daniels, left corner, McFall with some space, launches a three, missed it all long. Tie up for the rebound, snagged out of there by Daniels. The little guy snatching it away from Baker. Shamray back to Daniels, swung right corner to Dykstra. All the way across the floor, left corner, Shamray steps away from the defender. Feeds right wing for Daniels. Right corner, McFall. Up fake, skip pass to the block, turning Dykstra. Right hand shot off the window and good. He has 4. Aldrink was down on the floor trying to draw the offensive foul. 3 minutes to go in the second, 24-18. Aldrink, right wing, throws across left corner to Clamps. Working against the matchup zone, left wing. Probing Steffen, fakes right, drives left, into the paint, throws left corner, catch and shoot 3, Clamp. Off the front rim, no. Leaping rebound, secured in the chest of Griffin Baker. 2.5 to go, second quarter. District championship here in District 11 in Division 1. 24-18, Hudsonville over Zeeland West. Ducks staying in the trap here in the half quarter, 1-3-1. Dykstra backs it out with 2:20. Feeds in front of the timeline to Shamray. Daniels, right side in front of the timeline. Taking his time, throws it with 2 hands, left wing to Shamray. Shamray, Daniels, kicks right corner, McFall with a ton of space. 3, off the back rim, no. Bounces then off the backboard. Rebound secured by Dykstra. Possession stays with Hudsonville. Shamray to take his time. Inside 2 minutes in the first half. Left corner, Dykstra drives baseline, reaching right hand push shot, rolls out, no good, but a foul called that will send Mason Dykstra to the line for 2. 1:52 in the second, 24-18 Hudsonville. That is the 7th foul on Hudsonville, and the foul is on Merritt Aldrink, and a timeout called on the floor from the Zeeland West sideline. 1:52 in the second, 24-18 Hudsonville, and they're going to the line with Dykstra. We'll be right back.
Bowling is a great time that combines great friends, football, and bowling. Compete against your friends or family, throwing a football at 10 real bowling pins. You can bring in your own food, or they have a pair of 45-foot bars featuring soft drinks and adult beverages. Visit foldingwarehouse.com, Grand Rapids, to reserve your lanes.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Welcome back to Zeeland East. Nate Dreyer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Courtside at Zeeland East, a thriller so far. Hudsonville in the midst of the best run of the game. Both teams now, interestingly, in what would normally kind of slow the game down, and has slowed the game down to some extent, gone to zones. It's a kind of a 1-2-2 type matchup zone that Coach Elliott and the no-middle defense for the Eagles is running. On the other side, it's a half-court 1-3-1 being run by Zeeland West. Mason Dykstra with 2 at the line coming up right here. Merritt Aldrink just committed his second foul. Free throw, Dykstra good. He has 5. 1:52 in the second, and a 25-18 lead. Second one for Dykstra, good. Able to rattle that one down for a 26-18 lead, an 8-point lead that is easily our largest of the game. Merritt Aldrink to run the offense, right to left over the timeline. He has just 4 so far on this one. Right wing Aldrink. Stops right elbow, feeds left corner, Clamp, steps around the defender, drives baseline, whips the hands free, stripped to the basketball, stolen by McFall, and Jovan Daniels to run the offense. 90 seconds to go. Facing up against the 1-3-1 zone, left wing Shamray. Dumps right wing for Daniels, back left wing Shamray. Shamray to Daniels, right wing, stares at the basket, stutter step, right corner, catch and shoot 3. Baker, high arcing shot is good. 6 for Baker, 11-point lead for Hudsonville. and some miscommunication for Zeeland West. They didn't have anyone in the backcourt to receive the inbound feed. Clamped runs back towards Steffen now, and Steffen will take the basketball. Back to Clamped left wing. Fed free throw line, Yant. Right wing, Aldrink all the way across the floor, left corner. Now left wing onto a curling Steffen at the free throw line. Reached and poked and fouled by Shamray. And that will put both teams now into the bonus. 53.9 in the second. Foul will be on 2, not 5. Shamray his first. So 7 on either team. 53.9 of the first. Trevor Waller will check in for Yant. And Steffen will go to the line for a 1-and-1 right here. 29-18. Steffen can at least bring his team back within single digits if he cashes both in right here. Number 5 in black. Right shoe just a little bit offset in front of the left. A quick in front of the face free throw motion. Splashes that down for Miles' first points of the game. The junior again, 16 against Granville, 12 against West Ottawa. He's been a very, very critical part of this playoff run so far for Zeeland West. He's got one more at the line in a 10-point game. Second free throw, Steffen splashes that one down absolutely pure. He has 2. It's a 9-point game with 53 seconds. And let's see if Hudsonville maybe will wait for the final shot right here. Shamray walking with a left-hand dribble. Zeeland West back to man-to-man defensively. Daniels left wing poked and stolen by Bullhouse. Gave it on to a driving Waller. Waller over the timeline. High pass looking for Baker. Kind of escapes his grasp. Flings high in the air. Is stolen away by Dykstra. Now Hudsonville runs. Tic-tac-toe pass. Left wing Baker. Shot off the mark. Fight for the rebound. Ripping away from McFall is Aldrink. But a jump ball is held first. It will stay with Hudsonville. Yant will check back in right here. Aldrink will take a seat. 22.1. Coach Elliott from his bench barking out the call for one shot. So Hudsonville going to look to hold on for one final shot with a 9-point lead here going into the half. Baker throws right wing for Shamray. Stares at the basket and backs it out. Baker, or Shamray I should say, watched by Baker. Luke Baker crowding him to the left side. 10 seconds to go in the half. Shamray, left wing, step back 3, blocked with 8 seconds by Waller. Half-court heave at the buzzer from Bullhouse is high over the backboard. 0.5 seconds on the clock. Hudsonville takes it back. I think Shamray honestly might have gotten a little bit confused by the student section that was counting down a couple seconds early. He took a 25-foot step back 3 with about 5 seconds still left on the clock. Clock will get reset to 1.5 seconds. Kai Anderson will check in here for Zeeland West as Bullhouse will take a seat. And Hudsonville will get the inbound with a 2.5 seconds, leading by 9 from their own baseline. Dykstra throws for McFall. McFall to half-court heave at the buzzer, high off the backboard. No, it is halftime. 29-20 at the break. Hudsonville, a good late second quarter run pushes them up over top of Zeeland West, and they lead this one by 9 into the break. Welcome into the Centennial Securities Halftime Show. Nate Dreyer with you here on March on MGN, a game night on Michigan Sports Radio. What a first half of play. Back and forth in the first quarter, and then the second quarter, Hudsonville goes on a bit of a run. Both teams start utilizing various kinds of zones, kind of a swinging 1-2-2 matchup for Hudsonville. The 1-3-1 half-court trap, but not an overly aggressive trap, more of just traditional kind of amoeba 1-3-1 for Zeeland West. It slowed the game down, but when the game slowed down, it was Hudsonville that found the advantage. Some good shots they were able to knock down. Griffin Baker with 6, along with Eli Vanderveen and Mason Dykstra, all with 6 to lead the way for them. Balanced scoring there, and Hudsonville able to, for the most part, keep Merritt Aldrink out of this game. The 6'7 junior just with 4 right now at the break for Zeeland West. We're going to step aside, be right back with some scoring update or some scoring recap from this game, and a lot more to get to as well. At the half, 29-20, Hudsonville over Zeeland West. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Game Night.
Jerry opened the letter. An eviction notice? He and his family couldn't bear to move again. It was warm and they had plenty of space for their acorns. Anxiety took a hold of him. Then suddenly,
you've got squirrels in your engine and they chew through the wiring.
And it was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Engine Bay Squatters, May 23rd, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today at 616-531-3441. Your local farmer's agent who helps you plan for the unexpected.
I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. I've heard it said that professional coaches measure success in rings, college coaches measure success in championships, and high school coaches measure it in titles. But youth coaches measure success in smiles. At Centennial Securities, we're like the youth coach. Our success is measured by the smiles on the faces of our satisfied clients. If you're a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Michigan Sports Academies offers quality youth sports in Grand Rapids, Holland, and Muskegon. With a wide variety of programming, MSA has something for new athletes who are just starting out to experienced athletes looking to take their game to the next level. Year-round programming is offered in basketball, lacrosse, soccer, and volleyball. Your athlete will love the quality of instruction from experienced coaches and state-of-the-art facilities conveniently located in Grand Rapids and along the lakeshore. Check us out at MichiganSportsAcademies.com.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
All right, welcome back here courtside on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show. Nate Dreyer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. It's March on MGM. It's the boys basketball District 11 championship here in the MHSAA. 29-20, Hudsonville looking for their first district title since 2019, leading the Ducks at the break in this one. Here is your scoring recap for the trailing Ducks. Luke Baker leads all of their scorers with 7. Miles Steffen, the junior, has 2. 3 for Trenton Bullhouse, 4 for Orion Yant off the bench, and then critically, Merritt Aldrink, who had 33 in the double overtime game against Granville, held to 4. A very quiet game for Aldrink, who's been on the bench a little bit and kind of shut out of this game with some of the different no-middle defensive tactics that the Eagles have been utilizing. For Hudsonville, Jovan Daniels has 4. Braden Shamray with 3. 2 for Jonah Dennis. And then a trio of leading scorers for the Eagles, Eli Vanderveen, Griffin Baker, and Mason Dykstra, all with 6 after the first half of play. A fascinating first half, and a game that I think X's and O's played a huge impact in. We knew that this was going to be a high-intensity basketball game with these two teams, a very physical game, but the coaches both kind of stepping to the forefront and going into their bag of tricks. Both teams opened in man-to-man half-court where you typically expect them to see defensively, but we saw some of the tweaks coming. Hudsonville went to a matchup zone, kind of a 1-2-2 type variety matchup, a swinging matchup zone that really denied the middle. It denied Aldrink on the drive. They rotated, and despite a couple open threes that were missed by Zeeland West, they really shot down everything the Ducks were trying to do offensively after that move to the zone. I think you'd certainly expect to see Coach Elliott's team stay with that zone throughout this second half. Zeeland West going back to their 1-3-1 half-court zone, their amoeba defense that worked so well against Granville on Wednesday night. Hudsonville, they slowed their offense down. They were able to find some backdoor cuts. They were able to find some deep threes that they were able to knock down, and that's kind of where they were able to get their offense rolling a little bit against the 1-3-1 as the game slowed down. It's a little bit backwards of what you thought. You kind of thought if the game slowed down, that would potentially benefit Zeeland West, getting some ISO sets for Merritt Aldrink and getting into more of the grinding game they want to play versus Hudsonville. It's a slightly more athletic team, but as the game slowed down and as the zones came out, it was Hudsonville that wound up finding a little bit of advantage, doing a very terrific job denying everything in the middle right now. Luke Baker's been left open a couple times, and mostly he's been able to get some second chance looks off of that. That really is the bulk of where Zeeland West has been finding their offensive attack in the first half. All right, at the break, 29-20, Hudsonville over Zeeland West in the District 11 Championship. We will be right back here on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show.
Can you name the 10 winners of the Nobel Peace Prize or the last 5 Miss Americas? The point is the applause dies and the achievements are forgotten. But can you name 3 friends who helped you through tough times or teachers who encouraged you in school? We remember those who make a difference in our lives. I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities. What matters to us are the personal relationships we have with our clients, helping them build a secure financial future. As a Centennial Securities customer, you know what I mean. If you're not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
Daniel the deer danced everywhere. He pranced through fields and jigged through rivers. Then he saw it. What a stage! A place no deer had dared dance before. The hood of a brand new car.
Hey, my car!
And the car was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Deer Dance Floor, December 1st, 2014. Talk to a Farmers agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Need to replace that worn-out carpet or floor? Floor Coverings International makes it easy. They bring their mobile showroom to you. Save yourself the trip and gas shopping around. See a wide selection of carpet, hardwood, laminate, and vinyl in the lighting of your own home. Go to floorcoveringsinternational.com today for your free consultation. Work with one team for a hassle-free experience from the quote to installation. And each Floor Coverings International business is independently owned and operated, so they are local business owners in our community. Floor Coverings International, the flooring store at your door.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
All right, this is the Centennial Securities halftime show. 2.5 until we get things back underway here. Welcome back in courtside. Nate Dreyer with you on game night. It is March on MGN. It's the district championship. By the way, next week we are currently slated to be at the Division I region, I should say, that's going to be played at West Ottawa. That will include the winner of this game. Michigan Sports Radio for sure has the coverage. There might be a couple different teams that will team up on that division based on what teams are playing, that district, I should say, based on what teams are playing. But that is where we are slated. We will have coverage continuing of whoever wins this game on game night on Michigan Sports Radio, and in particular on MichiganSportsRadio.com. Saw Rockford, I should say, leading Northview at the half. Interesting, I think 29-22 the score there, so similar score at the break of that game to what we have at the break. In this one, a 9-point lead for Hudsonville at halfway in this one. Correction, I think I had 6 points extra. He's at 5 right now after the first half of play. It will be interesting to see what this second half looks like. We saw the zones used. We saw a couple different defensive looks for each team. We saw Hudsonville, as the game slowed down, as the game got controlled, putting a good number on both offensively and defensively. Zeeland West able to pull out to the largest lead of the game, which at one point was double digits at 11, was pulled down with a couple of free throws from Stefan to this 9-point threshold where we are at right now. It's looking like a race to 40 type of basketball game as Zeeland West has struggled offensively. Hudsonville has found a little bit of their groove. On this season, by the way, Hudsonville scores 58 points per game on the season. They give up 53 points per game. They give up 48. Zeeland West scores 59. They give up 50. So, interestingly, when you actually look at them, the faster team has been Zeeland West. But when you look at the build of athletes, the expectation in this game, it would almost be flipped a little bit. But we have seen it in this game. When the game slowed down, when the zones came out, it was advantage Hudsonville. I think the keys to the second half revolve right around that. Hudsonville wants to keep the game controlled. If they can stay working very effectively in that 1-2-2 matchup, that is a bonus. And for Coach Klein and Zeeland West, they got to find a way to attack the no-middle defense. The drives that were there against the physical man-to-man defense that Granville brings, it's a very perimeter-oriented defense a lot of times. On Friday or on Wednesday are not here on Friday night. They have to find a way to get Merritt Aldrich going. Merritt Aldrich for both teams is the key to the second half. If Aldrich's offense picks up in the second half for Zeeland West, they certainly can come back in this game if he has the kind of second half he did on Wednesday. If Aldrich continues to stay quiet, Hudsonville will have themselves a district championship. Zeeland West gets the ball left to right across the radio dial to start the second half. They are in their traveling black uniforms. Home whites for Hudsonville, and away we go. Lineups that open the game, open the second half. Stefan throws right wing for Aldrich. Up top for Baker. Hudsonville goes man-to-man defensively to open up the second half. Feed to the top of the key onto a curling Stefan. Three-pointer off the back rim, no good. Leaping rebound, Vanderveen. Heath Heiss throws over the timeline for Shamray. Shamray with the first possession. Zeeland West goes man-to-man also. No-look feed from Dykstra trying to hit a cutting Dennis. Had some issues, and the Eagles regather and swing it around. Left block onto Dykstra. Bouncing into the lane. Left-hand shot is good. Dykstra now is 7:20 to go in the third. 31-20 game. Bullhouse to the left wing. Cut off by Shamray. Up top for Aldrink. An 11-point lead. Aldrink handoff, top of the key. Steffen curling around the Aldrink screen. Down the right side of the lane. Jump pass, left corner, Bullhouse. Stops left block. Up top, Clamp. Catch and shoot three. Off the connector, no. Leaping rebound, Vanderveen. Through a collision of bodies. Here's Shamray, right side of the floor over the timeline. Up top, Vanderveen swung left wing for Dennis. Dennis defended by Steffen. Left wing, Shamray. It'll be Aldrink crowding him defensively. Dykstra swings right wing, Heath-Ice. Heath-Ice up top, curling Dennis. Drives in the lane, right corner, Shamray. Thinks about the three, now will start a left-hand dribble. Baker's picked him up defensively. 6:35 in the third, 31-20 Hudsonville. Dennis right corner, up top, Shamray. Launches a deep three. Rattles out, rebound down to Aldrink. He's going to run. Aldrink, left corner, clamped. Back left wing, Aldrink stares at the basket. Drives, cut off, left corner to Clamp. Poked out of bounds, but it rattles off a Clamped out of bounds, and Hudsonville takes over. 6:19 in the third, 31-20. Good start to the second half, especially on the defensive end of the floor for Hudsonville right now. An official in from the sideline. Looks like maybe some moisture on the floor or something that had gotten left on the floor will get cleaned up, and they will get that fixed up right now. Hudsonville, right to left across the radio dial. Zeeland West will set up their half-court 1-3-1. It's Declan Clamp, the senior, standing at half-court at the front of the 1-3-1. The back defender underneath the basket is Aldrink. Right wing, Heath-Ice. On to Dennis, up top. Dykstra, left wing for Shamray. Shamray driving, right-hand feed, right wing for Dennis. Working the pivot foot, feeds up top for Shamray. Little shimmy of the shoulders, turns right, feeds left wing on to Heath-Ice. Heath-Ice is grabbed and fouled by Trenton Bullhouse. 2 minutes exactly gone in the third, 31-20 Hudsonville. That foul on Bullhouse is our first of the second half, and that is foul number 3 on Bullhouse, who will take a seat for Waller. Definitely a little bit more foul trouble tonight for Zeeland West than what they had against Granville in that double overtime game on Wednesday night. Vanderveen, right elbow, feeds left wing on a Shamray. All alone, launches a three off the connector, no good. Rebound, Aldrink, poked from behind and fouled by Dykstra. That is the first of the half on Hudsonville, and that is foul 2 on Dykstra. 5:51 in the third, 31-20. Hudsonville brings some full court man-to-man pressure. Inbounded here to Steffen. Watched defensively by Dennis. Dennis will pull off his Steffen with the right-hand dribble, handles over the timeline, feeds right wing for Aldrink, working a left-hand dribble, crosses into the lane, reaching left-hand layup is good. Aldrink off the bounce, aggressive right there. That is 6 for the Zeeland West junior, a 31-22 game. Shamray up top, Dykstra, back to man-to-man here for the Ducks. Right side, Dykstra cutting back to the basket off a nice feed, reverse layup is good. 9 for Dykstra, 5:21. In the third, 33-22, back to an 11-point lead here for Hudsonville. Aldrink down the left side of the lane, jump pass. Right wing for Waller, up top Steffen, launches a three. Off the connector, no. Rebound spiked down to Clamped, up fake, feeds Baker, floater, back iron, no. Rebound down to Dennis. Here is Shamray. Coach Klein asking for a foul call to lead official Jason Martin, swung right wing on to Dennis. Dennis feeds left block all alone. Vanderveen elevates and scores. He has 8. 35-22 with 4:43 in the third. Largest lead of the game right here. Aldrink backs in the lane. Hook shot misses off the window. Hudsonville the rebound, pushes down to Heath-Ice. To the basket, right-hand layup, no. Touching, put back, Shamray, good. A 37-22 15-point lead for Hudsonville, and a quick 30-second timeout is called from the Zeeland West bench. 4:20 in the third, 37-22. Hudsonville jumping all over Zeeland West. We will be right back.
Looking for a great place to buy a used truck or car? Check out Extreme Truck and Auto Center, located at 1098 O'Malley Drive in Coopersville. They have a huge selection of trucks, cars, vans, and SUVs. Stop by their lot or give them a call at 616-384-3777. You can check out their inventory at xtacenter.com.
4 minutes, 20 seconds to go in the third. 37-22, Hudsonville by 15 over Zeeland West here in the third. It has been all Eagles in this third quarter of play, led by their defense. Just 2 points right now for Zeeland West. They came off Merritt Aldrich, who has only 6 in the game right now. Left to right, over the timeline. Miles Steffen gets it. He'll start the offense. Right wing for Aldrich. Aldrich. Right corner, Steffen. Drives, dumps a pass on for Baker. Curling right-hand shot. Rolls home off the front rim, and a foul. One more coming. Foul will be on Heath Ice. His first. That is the team's second. 4:10 in the third. 37-24. And one more for Baker. Looking to get to double digits. He's the leading scorer for Zeeland West tonight. Baker settles the ball. Right-hand free throw. Good. Splashes that one down. 10 for the Zeeland West junior. And the Ducks will show a 1-2-2 full-court trap. This is what Hudsonville struggled against Jennison. Push pass over the timeline to Dennis. Heath Ice left wing. Heath Ice up top. Shamray left corner Dennis. Dennis curling into the lane. Jump stop. Handoff. Cutting Dykstra. Reverse layup. Good. 11 for Dykstra. 39-25. Aldrich pushes it the length of the floor. Clutches. Two-hand shot. Good. And a foul. Aldrich goes coast to coast and will go to the line for one more. Fouls on Vanderveen. Third on Hudsonville. 3 on Eli Vanderveen. Left-hand free throw, good for Aldrich. He has 9. Three-quarter court trap back on. Heath Ice, right side, Shamray. Two-hand feed over the timeline to Dennis. Back to Heath Ice, back right wing to Shamray. 3.5 in the third, 39-28. Hudsonville the lead in the basketball. Zeeland West settling man-to-man in the half court. Left wing for Shamray. Jab, starts the right-hand dribble. He has 5 in this game. Right wing Heath Ice, up top Dennis. Bouncing into the lane, jump stop, right corner for Heath Ice, right baseline drive, whip pass, left wing Shamray, toes around a defender, drives, reaching layup, good! Offensive foul. The charge is drawn on the charging Shamray. Hudsonville doesn't love the call, but it will be on Braden Shamray. 3:09 in the third. His third. Some foul trouble developing for Hudsonville. Vanderveen has 3. Now Shamray has 3. That's 4 on the team. 3:08 in the third. 39-28, 11-point lead for Hudsonville. Zeeland West the basketball. Luke Baker, top of the key, handoff onto a driving Steffen. Floater short, grabs his own rebound, kicks right corner for Waller. Waller drives, up fake, right block, right-hand shot, back rim, no. Rebound Vanderveen. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. 39-28. Heath Ice. Watched up top by Clamp. Left wing for Shamray. Into some space. Dump pass Vanderveen. Swung right wing for Dennis. Dennis back in between the rings to Shamray to reset the offense. Right corner Dykstra. Back to Shamray right wing. Shamray around a screen. Feeding Dykstra. Poked high in the air but settled down by Dykstra. Left wing for Dennis. Drives. Feeds right corner Heath Ice. Up top again to Shamray. 2:19 in the third. 39-28. He'll back it out. Zeeland West starting to clap their hands, get into it defensively. They're sticking man-to-man right here in the half court. Shamray taking his time. Shamray loosely watched by Baker. Fakes a handoff for Heath Ice. Now starts the dribble to the top of the key. Shamray backs it out, drives, Clamp puts it on the floor. Bodies crashing free throw line. Steffen has it tied up by Dennis. Held ball is called. Alternating possession stays with the Eagles. 1:48 in the third, 39-28 Hudsonville. Gant and Anderson on the floor now for Zeeland West as Clamp and Luke Baker will take a seat. Griffin Baker also will check in, and Jovan Daniels will check in as both coaches play a little bit of a game right here into the final 1:48 on the substitutions in the third. 11-point lead for Hudsonville. Baseline right inbound, Griffin Baker, who has 6 to throw it in. Baker peering and looking. Trying to inbound, and a timeout is called as nothing was opening up from their bench.
Hudsonville, timeout.
The Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. The GRS HOF also presents annual events in support of West Michigan athletics and raises funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow the Grand Rapids Sports Hall of Fame on Facebook and check out pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at GRSHOF.com. Have you heard the exciting news that Michigan Basketball Academy and Storm Basketball have joined forces to bring you the best basketball experience in West Michigan? Tryouts will be held on March 12th. For more information, visit MichiganBasketballAcademy.com. 1:48 in the third, 39-28. Hudsonville leading Zeeland West, and the Eagles have a baseline right inbound. Braden Shamray to throw in. Nate Dreyer with you here on game night on Michigan Sports Radio in the District 11 championship game. Right corner inbound to the back turned Dykstra. Feeds up top for Daniels. Daniels left wing Shamray defended here by Waller. Shamray, no look pass left wing Baker to the corner for Dykstra. Back left wing to Shamray. Shamray to the corner. On to Baker. Launches a three. Off the connector, no. Skying rebound Anderson with 90 seconds in the third. Steffen down 11 left wing for Anderson. The sophomore cut off right elbow by Daniels. Feeds left wing. Aldrink steps into a three. Front rim, no. Rebound poked down to Baker. Fight for the ball and the foul. Orion Yant down on the floor. That's what the foul will be called on. And the foul is going to be on Vanderveen. That's his fourth. Hudsonville starting to mimic some of the foul trouble that Granville had against Zeeland West. Vanderveen does not like the call as he leaves the floor. That is the fifth on the team. Baseline right inbound here for Aldrink. 1:16 in the third. Inbounds right corner. Yant poked and stolen by McFall. Fresh on the court making a play. Here's Shamray. Left wing McFall. Peering at the basket. Whip pass. Left block. Daniels. Left wing Baker up top for Shamray. Final minute of the third. 11-point lead for Hudsonville. McFall feeds right block. Dykstra turns his back on Yant. Jabs around him. Works baseline. Hands off Baker. Two-hand feed. Blocked by Yant and a foul. Second of the half on Zeeland West. Foul is now 5-2 in the second half. That's the first on Orion Yant. 52.3 in the third. 39-28 to the line. Griffin Baker. He has 6 for the sophomore off the bench. Right-hand free throw. Too strong. Has another coming. Baker wears 22 in white, blue shoes to go along with the white uniform. He'll toe the line one more time. Left and right foot are even. Spins the ball in his hands, bends the knees. Right hand free throw, good. Baker hits 1 of 2. He has 7. It's a 40-28 game. Steffen. To the right side, Hudsonville going to the matchup zone. Dump pass right block, Aldrink. To the short right corner to Yant. A travel is called as he shuffles along the baseline trying to feed it up top. Hudsonville takes over with 38. Can probably expect Coach Elliott to call the hold for the final shot. A 1-2-2 three-quarter court trap comes out though. Near side moving right to left, Shamray in the backcourt. Throws over the timeline, left wing to McFall. Left side Shamray, right wing to Daniels. Daniels will hold the ball, peer at the scoreboard and the clock, and kick it up top here for Shamray. Shamray in front of the timeline. Getting egged down a little bit here by Trevor Waller defensively. 13 seconds. Shamray to back it out, holding for the final shot. Braden Shamray. Two-hand pass right corner for Baker with 6. Right wing for Daniels. Daniels, stutter step. Hand off Baker with 2 seconds. Drives. Pull-up shot. Free throw line. Front rim. No, that'll do it for the third. 40-28 Hudsonville after 3. We will be right back for the final 8 minutes of the district championship.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, final 8 minutes. Nate Dreyer with you here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. March on MGN presents the MHSAA District 11 Championship game here in MHSAA Division 1. 40-28, Hudsonville over Zeeland West. The Ducks will get the ball to start the final quarter. And here we go. Miles Steffen has it inbounded to him in the backcourt. The Eagles go back to the matchup zone here. Bullhouse, who's working with 3 fouls, feeds around left wing Waller into the corner for Steffen. No Alderink to open the final quarter of play. Here's Waller backing out, directing traffic, and hands off for a curling Steffen top of the key. Steffen turns the back free throw line, feeds short left corner, mid-range pull-up jumper. Luke Baker down and good. Zeeland West back within 10. They bring out the three-quarter court trap. Over the timeline to Dykstra. Dykstra curls right elbow. Up top in between the rings to Shamray, who will back it out. Shamray been doing his work to take his time in this one. Chased over to the left wing by Waller. Switch on him defensively. Shamray whip pass into the paint. Foul on the fight for the ball as Dykstra got grabbed by Kai Anderson. His second, third on the team. 40-30. 10-point lead for Hudsonville. 7:14 in the fourth. Baseline right inbound, Jovan Daniels, the 5'6 freshman. He's got 4 points to throw in. Swung right wing for Baker. Baker, right corner, Shamray. To the right wing, he'll back it out, defended by Luke Baker. Up top for McFall, jabs down the right side of the lane, feeds left block, Shamray. Up top, Daniels with space, 3 is good. 7 for the freshman, and a 13-point lead for Hudsonville. Inside, 7 to go. Steffen, right corner, Anderson. Skip pass, right block for Waller. Right corner for Anderson. Whips it across the floor to a cutting Bullhouse. Reaching layup, no. Put back attempt, Baker off the front rim. On the floor, ball kicked around to a side scrum. Griffin Baker spins on it, able to get onto Shamray. Bodies crashing down behind the floor. A lot of contact, a lot of anger. Shamray up top, Daniels 3, rolls out, rebound, spike to the free throw line for Baker. Here's Daniels. Right corner for Dykstra. Baker got tied up. Griffin Baker, that is, with actually a couple of the Ducks behind the play right there, as this game's intensity is turning up. Shamray leading by 13 with 6 minutes to go. Defended in front of the timeline by Waller. The 5-second clock starts as he drives left side. Dump pass, looking for McFall. Picked off by Steffen. Throws it over the timeline, poked by Shamray, poked again by McFall, stolen by Daniels, no look pass left corner for Shamray. Right wing for McFall, toes the line, launches a 3, front rim no, rebound Dykstra, left wing Daniels. And he'll settle it down at the urging of his entire coaching staff and bench. Top of the key for Shamray. 5.5 to go in the fourth, 13-point lead for Hudsonville. Shamray behind the back dribble, followed by Waller. Right wing Baker, up top Dykstra. Two-hand push pass right wing for McFall, and now Daniels again. Griffin Baker on the left wing for Daniels, in between the rings. Swings right wing for Shamray. Shamray drives, floater in the lane, back iron no. Leaping rebound Steffen, pushes it to Baker. Luke Baker to run. Baker turns his back right block on Daniels. Right wing for Steffen, up top with Waller. Left wing Bullhouse, lefty 3. Off the connector, no. Leaping rebound McFall. Remember, still no Alderink out there right now on the fight for the rebound, a foul. Now here comes Alderink and clamped. Foul is going to be on Bullhouse, team's fourth, and that is Bullhouse's fourth. He'll take a seat, and Zeeland wants to call a full timeout. It's not too late to apply for admission at Ferris State University, and you have to make sure that you sign up for orientation. Ferris State also offers summer camps in all sports. Check them out at ferris.edu. Golf Emporium has a surplus of golf bags. Anyone who mentions Michigan Sports Radio will receive $35 off any Golf Bag. Welcome back courtside here. Nate Dreyer with you from Zeeland East. Intensity getting picked up. A little bit of a skirmish behind the last play as bodies getting tied up for a while. The intensity picks up, and Hudsonville has now taken a 13-point lead after leading by 11 at the last break. A full timeout here from Coach Klein to reset his team after Trenton Bolhouse just picked up his 4th foul of the game and the 4th of the half on the team. 5 right now on Hudsonville. You can expect Coach Elliott's offense, as it has been, to slow down even more down the stretch right here. It's been a traditional calling card of this grinding offensive attack. They're starting to take their time more in the second half. There's a bit of a crazy run right there that maybe not enough time came off the clock for what the coaching staff wanted, but a chance for Hudsonville with a double-digit lead to control things a little bit down the stretch right here. 5 minutes, 1 second to go. 43-30, Hudsonville leading Zeeland West. The full court pressure will come out here from the Ducks. Inbounded to Daniels, the freshman who has 7. Right side for Shamray, working against the 1-2-2. Back left side to Daniels. Daniels starts to dribble, lobs right side for Shamray. Back to Daniels, over the timeline, the freshman sells it down. Daniels, right wing Shamray. Shamray driving on Anderson. Towards the basket, pull-up floater, clutches, front rim no, rebound Lucas Baker, thrown over the timeline to a sprinting Steffen. Steffen to the basket, whips the hands free, left-hand layup is good. Miles Steffen goes coast to coast, and it's a 43-32 game. Trap is back out. Over the timeline to McFall, left wing. Here's Daniels. Daniels reaching past top of the key, Dykstra. Swinging for Shamray, up top for Daniels. Daniels drives, no-look pass, right corner, McFall, triple try, rolls out, rebound down to Dykstra on the floor, to a side scrum. I think we're going to get a held ball. We do. Alternating possession stays with Hudsonville. A real two-a-side tie-up right there on that loose basketball. 4:06 in the 4th. 43-32 Hudsonville. Eagles by 11. Griffin Baker to throw in. Lobs up top for Dykstra. Defended by Luke Baker. Shamray, no-look feed. Cutting to the basket. Dykstra goaltending on Aldering on a late block. 13 now for Dykstra. Vanderveen and his 4 fouls will check in here for McFall. 45-32. 4:01 in the 4th. Here comes Steffen. Hudsonville will go to the 2-3 matchup zone right here. Left wing for Clamps. Up top, Baker. Swung right wing Anderson into the corner for Clamps. Back right wing, Steffen. Launches a 3. Off the back rim, no. Leaping rebound, Griffin Baker. Shamray to slow it down. 3.5 to go. Shattered over the timeline by Clamps. Left wing for Daniels. Daniels stutters inside the arc. Backs it out now, left wing, calls off the offense. He'll drop it for Shamray. 3:20 in the 4th. 45-32, reaching foul from Kai Anderson. That is the 5th on the team. And that is the 3rd on the sophomore off the bench. Waller will check in here for Anderson. Dykstra to throw in left side in the front court. Into the backcourt for Shamray. Watched by Waller. Shamray over the timeline. Crossover dribble. Driving right. Kicks right corner. Daniels. No-look pass to the block for Dykstra. Left-hand layup is good. 15 for Dykstra. 3 minutes to go in the 4th. 15-point lead for Hudsonville. Back to the 2-3 matchup swinging zone. Free throw line, Baker. Jump pass inside. Aldering through his hands. Out of bounds. Hudsonville ball. And a timeout from Coach Klein. He uses his final full timeout. He has just 1 30-second timeout. McFall will check in here for the Eagles. The Hudsonville faithful starting to feel it, leading by 15 inside 3 minutes. Hudsonville looking to capture their first district championship since 2019. They were denied the chance to win the district in 2020 as the season got canceled after they had made the district championship game. They're going to have Zeeland East, ironically enough, on that night. They lost on Wednesday night, back-to-back years in district play, and now Coach Elliott's team with a 15-point lead inside 3 minutes to go, and a real chance here for them to try to capture another district championship here tonight. Mason Dykstra, their leading scorer, with 15. He's been absolutely terrific. Griffin Baker also with a good 7, 8 for Vanderveen. How about 7 for Jovan Daniels, the freshman. Absolutely incredible tonight for Hudsonville. You've seen him handle the basketball a lot, been very composed against the defense, and he's found a little bit of scoring as well. If the freshman plays the way he has tonight off the bench, that's a real weapon that Coach Elliott has to go to. He's played more minutes even than what the starter Gibson Heath-Ice has down the stretch in this one. 47-32, Hudsonville over Zeeland West inside 3 minutes to go in the fourth. District championship here in Division 1, District 11. MHSAA boys basketball on game night on Michigan Sports Radio. Zeeland West goes full court pressure. Man-to-man this time. Inbounded to Shamray along the baseline. Back to Jovan Daniels. Daniels jump pass. Shamray over the timeline. Whip pass. Left wing for Baker. Here's Daniels. Defended by Waller. Left corner for McFall. Turns the back on Aldering. Underhand feed for Daniels. Swung right wing for Shamray. Gave a little bit of a shimmy. Starts a left-hand dribble. Curls to the free throw line. Hands off. Throws left corner. Catch and shoot three. Baker with space. Rolls out no. Rebound Luke Baker. 2.5 in the fourth. 47-32. Steffen. Right corner Aldering. Up fake. Dribble drive. Kicks left corner. Clamped with space. Launches a three. Rolls it home. Declan Clamped on the board. 47-35. Daniels beats the full court pressure. Throws on to Baker. Baker curls left wing. He's grabbed and fouled by Clamped with 2-12. 16 foul on Zeeland West. That's the second on Clamped. Mason Dykstra, the senior, to throw in. Left side inbound. Shouted here by Steffen. Gets it into the backcourt to Shamray. Pressure pulls on to Shamray. Throws it over the timeline with a hard pass to Daniels. Daniels all the way across right wing McFall. McFall with 2 minutes. Grabbed and fouled by Baker with 2:01. And that will send McFall to the line for a 1-and-1. The foul game has begun. Vanderveen will check in here for the shooter in just a moment. Bolhouse comes in for Waller. 2:01 in the fourth. That's the first foul on Luke Baker. And a 1-and-1 into the bonus here for Braylon McFall, the junior with 2 points in this one. Free throw up. No good. Front rim. Rebound down to Baker. It'll be Steffener on the offense. Inside 2 minutes to go. Right wing Aldering. He didn't know the pass was coming. He loses it to Shamray. Tic-tac-toe pass. Shamray back to Daniels. Two-hand push shot in the lane. Misses it all. And it's down to Steffen. Steffen left corner to Clamped. Left wing Steffen on a skip feed. Right wing to Bolhouse. Poked out of there by Shamray. Shamray curling to the basket. Hangs in the air and scores off the window. 49-35 Hudsonville. 90 seconds to go. Left corner. Clamp three. Front rim no. Rebound Griffin Baker fouled from behind. 1:25 in the fourth. Vanderveen and Dennis set to check in. That's the third foul on Merritt Aldering. And some of the Zeeland West faithful, looks like, already maybe starting to find their way towards the exits. Hudsonville and their faithful certainly feeling a district championship coming. It's Griffin Baker at the line for the Eagles. 1:25 in the fourth. Baker bends the knees, right hand free throw, off the connector, no. They're 0 for 2 on the front halves of the 1-and-1s. Aldering, left corner for Clamped, left wing Aldering. Starts the dribble, drives in the lane, whips the hands free, left hand push shot, short but a foul. That will send Merritt Aldering to the line for a couple right here. Daniels, McFall set to come in. They're going defense for offense with those two, and then Dennis and Vanderveen. Aldering, 9 points in this one after having 33 in the win last time. Aldering bends the knees, left hand free throw, good. 10 for the junior. 1:16 in the fourth, 49-36. Alderink, free throw. Rattles home. He has 11. Waller will check in. There was a skirmish after the play. McFall getting a talk to from Jason Martin. Some of the Zeeland West side maybe want a technical as they came together at the end of that play. Full court man-to-man pressure for Zeeland West with 1:16 in the fourth. 49-37, the Hudsonville lead. Inbounded here is Shamray. Shamray turns, races up the right side of the floor. Stopped, throws her over the timeline, but fouled before he did so. The foul is going to be on Alderink. It'll be on Alderink. So it's potentially on Clamp first. The foul is on Alderink, his fourth. 1:11 in the fourth, 49-37. Dennis, Bolhouse checking for the respective teams. Shamray will go to work at the line. He has 7 in this one. Shamray, free throw, good. He'll have one more coming. Shamray with another 50-37 lead with a 1:11 in the fourth. Bends the knees, right hand free throw, good. Shamray rattles it home. Timeout from the Hudsonville bench. They'll settle it down with a 1:11 in the fourth. A full timeout taken from Coach Elliott. He'll set things up right here as Zeeland West will get ready to go on offense. A 51-37 lead, suffocating second and first half defense from Hudsonville. Been the story. Their no middle is, for the most part, shut down Merritt Alderink. He's found 11 points down the stretch. Luke Baker with 12 leads Zeeland West, but there's been nothing much else besides those two going offensively for Coach Quine's team. And Hudsonville is on the precipice of another district championship with 1:11 to go right now in this one. And again, Michigan Sports Radio, Michigan Game Night will have the coverage next week of that region, a really good region. The winner of Northview Rockford will be there. You can expect Muskegon to be there. You can expect if East Kentwood wins for them to be there as well. A terrific, terrific D1 district, or region, I should say, being played right down the road from here again at West Ottawa as we stay in Ottawa County for the Division I playoff route on this side of the state. All right, here we go. 1:11 to go. 51-37. It'll be a Zeeland West inbound, and Hudsonville will show a little bit of pressure. Stephan to throw into Bolhouse. Jonah Dennis, Braden Shamray coming to the backcourt to pressure the ball. Here's Bolhouse. Back to Stephan. Bolhouse on the right wing. Handoff for Stephan, top of the key. Launches a three. Missed it all wide. Out of bounds. Hudsonville ball. Jovan Daniels comes in for Jonah Dennis. Defense for offense, or offense for defense. 1:02 in the fourth. 51-37. Gibson Heathheist late, will not get to check, and he wanted to come in. Inbounded to Daniels. He's grabbed and fouled by Clamp. So they'll send the freshman to the line right here. It'll be 2 at the line into the double bonus. 3 on Clamp now. Jovan Daniels dribbles twice, bends the knees, free throw, good. 8 for the freshman. One more here for Daniels, the freshman looking for 9 with 1:01 in the fourth. Free throw up, free throw off the connector, no, rebound Alderink. 59 seconds to go, 52-37. Handoff, right wing for Stephan. Stephan drives baseline, whip pass, left corner, Clamp, catch and shoot 3, rattles home. A couple of triples for him, he has 6. A 52-40 game. Inbounded Shamray, trapped and fouled. It'll be either on Bolhouse or Baker. They get Baker. That is what Zeeland West preferred, just his second. Double bonus stays on. Shamray goes to the line with 44.4, leading by 12. Shamray to the line. Offsets the right foot in front of the left. free throw, up and good. Double-digit scoring for Shamray. He has 10. Daniels checks out. Jonah Dennis checks in. You know that. They've been going defense for offense. One more here for Shamray at the line. Free throw up. Free throw good. Splashes that one down. Hudsonville again will go full court pressure here on the inbound. Got into Steffen. And Steffen is grabbed and fouled by Shamray. Coach Elliott puts his hands on the back of his head. That's the 7th team foul, and it will send the Ducks to the line for a 1-and-1. 4th foul on Shamray. 42 seconds to go. Daniels checks in. Dennis checks out. 14-point lead for Hudsonville. Miles Steffen to the line for a 1-and-1. Zeeland West looking for a miracle to extend their season late here with 42 seconds. Steffen, free throw, good. He'll have another one coming. He has 5 in the game. Waller will check in for Aldrink here on the defensive end of the floor. Aldrink gets an applause on his way out. Right now, those 4 fouls against the junior. One more at the line here for Steffen. Steffen, free throw, up and good. He's got 6. Hudsonville to inbound against the pressure. Shamray trap baseline, followed by Waller. He'll go to the line for 2 with 39.8. Foul is the first on Waller, the defensive ace guard. And Shamray goes back to the line. He has 11. Right-hand free throw hatches down good. Dennis in for Daniels. Aldrink in for Waller. They go offense for defense as Hudsonville goes defense for offense. One more for Shamray. Right-hand free throw. Got them both. 13 for Braden. 56-42. Inbound here to Clamp. Clamp back to Steffen. Steffen to the top of the key. Handoff. Clamp. Thought about a 25-footer. Now a launcher right wing 3 off the side of the rim. No. Race to the rebound in the corner. Out of bounds. It will stay with Zeeland West. 29.1 in the fourth. 56-42. Baseline right inbound here for Miles Steffen. Steffen looking for the inbound lane. Got it right corner. Catch and shoot 3. Aldrink. Good. Pure on that one. 14 for Aldrink. 56-45. And the final timeout of the game is called from Coach Klein. 24.7 to go. 56-45. An 11-point game. Zeeland West continuing to fight down the stretch in this one. But Hudsonville getting the basketball back. They've been in a double bonus for a while and they'll have a chance, if there's not a steal, to go to the line one more time. Braden Shamray been adding to some of his point total down the stretch right here. He has 13. Mason Dykstra leads his team with 15. Trevor Waller will check in here as he and Aldrink continue to switch on and off for each other. And this quick final 30-second timeout will come to a conclusion. And Hudsonville, they certainly can feel it in their emotion, ready to celebrate a district championship. It'd be a little bit of redemption, of course. They had the chance taken from them in 2020, lost on Wednesday night back-to-back years in tough games the last couple years. And now, about to find their way to a title and advance their season. Inbounded to Shamray, nearly poked away from him. He's able to regather, give on to Dykstra. Dykstra throws behind the defense to Baker. Baker curls right, block is fouled by Clamp. That is his 4th, and it will send Baker to the line for a couple with 17.4. 11-point lead. Griffin Baker at the line. He has 7, wears 22 in white, has the jersey untucked at the end of this one. Dribbles once, the sophomore, first free throw. Rattles out, has another coming in the double bonus. Dennis is in for Daniels. Yant checks in. Waller and Clamp will check out right here. And an applause for the Zeeland West seniors. They'll leave the floor for the final time. Free throw, Baker's good. Benches getting cleared. Inbounded here and taken by Aldrink. Left side for Steffen. 13 seconds back. Aldrink right wing. He'll launch a 3. He'll hit it. A tough one is pure for Aldrink. 57-48. The pressure's on. Inbounded to Baker. Trapped and fouled by Yant. 2 at the line with 3.1. And a 9-point game, but the applause from the Hudsonville side, they know it. Some emotion starting to get released from Merritt Alderink right now at the block. Zeeland West 17-7 after the loss here tonight on the year. Free throw is good for Baker. He has 9. Benches are going to clear. Both teams are going to get a ton of substitutions out right here. And the celebration in Hudsonville will begin. One more for Baker. He claps at the line, points back to the bench to make it an 11-point game. He hit it pure. He has double-digit scoring. Final 3 seconds. Inbounded to Kleinhexel. Launches the half-court shot. Oh, he made it! At the buzzer. They'll count it for Kleinhexel, but it won't matter. There's a bigger celebration on the Zeeland West side after the banked-in 3 at the buzzer, but 59-51. Hudsonville are district champions for the first time since 2019. The handshake line forms in front of the scorer's table. The district championship trophy is just out to my left. And the Eagles, 59-51, district champions here in Division 1. We're going to step aside. Got a lot to break down on this Bates Agency post-game show. When we come back, we're going to go through some scoring, and we're going to hand out our Centennial Securities Player of the Game. Hudsonville, district champions. They move on to play next week.
The sinister cries haunted Mary through the night. Dawn neared, and still the voice tormented her. She ran towards the safety of her car, flung open the door, and a coyote had somehow gotten locked inside. But the damaged interior was covered, thanks to Farmers Insurance. Coyote Carpool, August 1st, 2015. Talk to a farmer's agent. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Contact the Scott Bates Agency today, 616-531-3441. A proud supporter of MichiganGameNight.com.
Can you identify your number one personal trait? The thing that you do better than most others? If not, this may be a good time to think this through. If you're really good at writing, then why use the phone? If you're great on the phone, why use email? If you have exceptional human relation skills, why sit back and let others lead? I'm Randy Hansen, president of Centennial Securities Company. Playing to our strengths is something we do very well at Centennial. And if you're already a customer, you know what I mean. If not, isn't it about time?
Member SIPC and FINRA.
All right, welcome back here to the Bates Agency postgame show. 59-51 Hudsonville district champions over Zeeland West. AD Ben Farkas out there handing out the medals right now to each of his players on their big performance and their big win here this evening. Let's go through a scoring recap. Let's get you your player of the game. For Zeeland West, Declan Clamp had 6 on a pair of late triples. Luke Baker with 12. Miles Steffen with 6. Bullhouse had 3. Yant had 4. 3 for Kleinhexel. He came off the bench in the junior, banked it in from half court at the buzzer. Merritt Alderink leads his team and leads all scorers with 17. For Hudsonville, Jovan Daniels, the freshman, with 8. Braden Shamray comes away with 13. 2 for McFall, 8 for Vanderveen, 10 for Baker, 15 for Dykstra. Let's go to our Centennial Securities Player of the Game at center floor. We're also running social media tonight. We're going to picture for this. They mob at center floor as the trophy is handed out, and the Eagles are district champions for the first time since 2019. But how about Mason Dykstra, the senior? A huge performance, especially in that third quarter on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he led the way for Hudsonville, and he kind of was the one that pushed the pace a little bit, so to speak, and kept his team on top in the third. A big effort from the senior, huge effort from Shamray. And how about an honorable mention, Jovan Daniels, 8 from the freshman, big minutes from the freshman, and a really, really terrific performance as he helps lead his team to a district championship. Head coach Eric Elliott and the Eagles are district champions. Thanks for tuning in all week long to the District 11 Championship here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Not here tonight, but for everyone, including Chandler Timmer, I am Nate Dreyer signing off We'll see you next time on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. We're back at it on this side in D1 from West Ottawa as the regionals move on starting next week. Congratulations to the Eagles, Hudsonville, district champions for the first time since 2019. Head over the timeline to Gable. Gable straight to the basket. Elevates. Slams it down over top of Orbaugh. Oh my goodness, the tomahawk jam.
The ball is tipped, and there you are. You're running for your life. You're a shooting star in all the years.
Driver pounds the rock, looking for a passing lane. Got some motion going, got a right corner for Haglund. Pounded defensively by Dudley. Step back three for the lead. Buries it pure! Kobe Haglund, 40-39 West Ottawa. A step back triple. Absolutely cold-blooded from Haglund. Giving on to Titus. Titus angles, pull-up shot for the lead. Good! Brady Titus, a scream to the heavens after he knocks it down. And the Hudsonville Eagles are state champions for the first time in school history. They bob at center court. Head coach Casey Glass, in his 12th season, has taken the Eagles to the mountaintop. They are state champions. And it's the ultimate revenge for Tri-Unity. Another state champion.